Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I said something in our last episode, and I wanted to make sure it was true. And I think it was something along the lines of we just had, a bad spawn as far as how much water we have available on our first two planets. So I figured I would load up a couple test maps to test that theory. And this is obviously a couple patches later than when we started our original colony for the greenhouse. But you go to star map here, and you can click on the planetoid. You can see this starting planetoid has a cool steam vent. We have one of those, but it also has a cool salt slush geyser and a cool slush geyser and a natural gas geyser. Minor volcano. It seems to be a lot better packed. I'm not sure if they just tweaked what the starting planetoids are like, but we're gonna load up a few and just check this out. Let's load up another one. Click the reroll just a few times and hit go. Here's another one. Click on star map. Plethial. And here it is again. Cool steam vent, cool slush geyser, cool salt slush geyser. And these slush geysers are so good because they push out a lot of cold water. They push out that slush, which is really cold. And I mean, right here, this is 3 sources of water. We don't have that on our planetoid. And another one. Attempt number 3. Love the name of this one. The Luckless Space Prison. Vitalito. And again, cool steam vent, cool salt slush geyser, cool slush geyser. But I think there's one more test that we can do that'll really seal the deal. So what we can do is we can go back to loading a new game, except we've saved the coordinates from the greenhouse. And we'll paste it right in here. Beautiful. Now let's see what it looks like. Look familiar? No, not to me either. I mean, it's been 900 and something cycles of game time that since we've seen the planetoid look like this. But let's click on that star map. And look at this. Cool steam vent, cool salt slush geyser, cool slush geyser. Now they all have at least these 3. I mean, this one has even got a hot polluted oxygen vent. So it doesn't keep all the geysers the same, but at least like it does look like at least there's 3 sources of water instead of like on our planetoid, we only have the 2 cool steam vents. But such is not our lot in life. Here we are, home sweet home. So why did I go through all that? Because it really is unfortunate that when you go down here to our beautiful Butito, all we started with is, 1 minor volcano and 2 cool steam vents. What compounds that problem is over on Cupola, our closest planetoid. We didn't have any better luck there. There's no water on this planetoid. At least infinitely sustainable water. It makes a lot of things a lot more difficult. For instance, we can't even tap into these oil reservoirs because we don't have the water that the oil wells require. You can see here, oil wells require 1,000 grams per second. We just don't have that kind of water available to us. We could melt down every single one of these cold biomes, and it would give us a little bit of water for some time, but it's definitely not what I would consider sustainable. So the only source of water we're able to get on Cupola is from these natural gas generators. And as we discovered last episode, it's only going to be giving us about 250 grams per second, when you add up all 4 of them. So 250 grams per second isn't even enough to run a ton of bog buckets. So I think we're going to have to come up with a new idea, new plan for our beautiful Cupola. I think we're going to strip mine the entire planet up to what we can. Leave some of the things behind. For instance, our sulfur supply. And then just leave the asteroid. Step 1. Let's get to carving this place up. Looks like we did get a little bit of luck. We managed to score ourselves 3 Drecklet eggs. We will definitely take these. And now we'll finally be able to restart our Dreco production. Let's make sure these incubators are set. They are. They're on a priority of 5. So those eggs should get scooped up and brought over to the incubators. And you can see here, the incubators have already tapped those eggs, and here they come. So I thought I'd get a head start on the telescope as we prepping our rockets and trying to get them good enough to send folks out. So I put the telescope in here thinking that maybe the window tiles, since they allow the light through, you can see this nice light overlay here. It shows, well, the window let the lights through, but unfortunately it still doesn't give the telescope the line of sight that it needs. So outside it goes. Water has once again caused a problem. Each one of these sleet wheats take 20 kilos per cycle of water. When you're running as tight as we are in water, it doesn't take long for us to run out. As you can see, our liquid pump has no more water it can tap into. Remember, this was our cooling area. We're actually going to fix this up a little bit and just put it down one so we can actually bring the liquid pump down a little bit. And we need to do that because right now our Rodriguez is not even pumping out any oxygen. So let's see how we can do this. And now that we have those there like this would be so much easier with the plumbing mod. Hopefully not too much ethanol ends up in our water. Alright, that's much better now that it's on the bottom floor. Now that it's at the lowest level, we'll have plenty of access to, we should have enough access to be able to wait out the cool steam vent as it finishes up its dormancy. You can see we only had 5 cycles left until it started back again. So we were close this time, but the excess water being used by the sleet wheat was a bit too much to ask for. So we've removed a bunch of sleet wheat for now, and we'll see how that goes. I think we're ready to launch our orbital microlab rocket into space to start doing some research. It only needs to orbit, that's just fine. Let's go ahead and select some old berry sludge. We don't have a ton, but we're not going to be up there for a long time. We'll make sure they throw the berry sludge in there, and yeah. They came out of the base all the way up to this water cooler to grab... We might want to disable this. We need to add a little bit of dirt to this guy. Here we go, under soil and dirt. So we'll add some dirt here, we'll get the berry sludge in here, and then we'll be ready to go. One small addition from the last time is I threw the old oxygen diffuser. We had a little bit of algae left, so I figured it is a good way to put oxygen in here. Alright, this maiden voyage, we have just about 6.5 days worth of berry sludge in there. So we're going to give it the little test flight, see how much research we can get done, and we'll go from there. Let's go out to our rocket. Let's change the crew. We just want Camille. Camille also, if you remember, she also has the orbital research, so she will be able to use the microlab in space. Now that we have that, I think we have the crew. Let's set the destination. We'll just sit in orbit. Oh yeah, now we're prepping for flight. Select the rocket again. You can see everything is here except we're waiting on Camille. And there she goes. We are ready for launch. This never gets old. And she's off. First things first, we need to make sure that Camille drops her suit. We need to enable this bathroom. And then assign... Oh, looks like she's already assigned herself this cot. Very good. So there we go. There's the, I guess, the maiden voyage, what we've learned. Completely forgot to add the plastic. Your orbital research requires plastic and power. We provided the power, but no plastic. So let's head back to the planet. All right. Now the old explorer's back. We can now get to the business of adding some plastic. All right, we have our plastic loaded, and Camille's already in there. Let's go ahead and once again select our destination to be just orbiting and launch. Bye, Camille. All right, and once again, Camille's already nice and asleep. Let's go ahead and enable this toilet. Enable the water cooler. You know, let her have a little sip of water. We also added some grub fruit preserve. That way we didn't have to wait any longer for the berry sludge. So the grub fruit preserve doesn't go off for like 32 cycles, so it'll be good for now. It won't be long-term space, but for this maiden voyage, it'll do just fine. And there goes Camille in what must be the most adorable animation. I love how she does the butt bump to throw the other... There it goes. Yep. More research is being done. This is how great inventions start. We'll see how much Camille can produce science-wise in 16 cycles. She doesn't have a great science skill because, well, she hasn't done science very much. She doesn't mind doing it, she likes doing it, but as you can see from Camille's old skills, she has a science of 4. So she'll get better. I'm glad I noticed it now, but it seems that our chlorine has completely disappeared out of this tile. And so we've lost our deep freeze status because now I believe everything's in a vacuum. That's an easy enough fix. We can just take some bleach stone and throw it in the conveyor loader, but it still is a little concerning. Alright, disaster averted. There's now chlorine in there, so it'll just take a second for our beautiful gas pipes to chill this out into a deep freeze. Not sure what happened to it. I'll have to keep an eye on it. Yeah, something's definitely a little buggy. You can see the chlorine's there, and then it disappears. Alright, I think I figured it out. The chlorine is turning into a liquid because it's too cold in there. I've adjusted the temperature threshold to minus 50 instead of the minus 75 that we had it. So the chlorine should stop liquefying. Hopefully. Minus 50 is not going to be enough. Chlorine condenses at 34. So let's try... what? Minus 25? That should be enough to deep freeze, but I'm not 100% confident. Oh, Camille is doing better at our orbital microlab than we expected, so we're gonna kind of pop through all of these. We'll let her do the orbital microlab research, max it out, and then we'll switch. That way we get the best bang for our buck while she's in space. It looks like we've actually discovered another planetoid thanks to our telescope sitting on the ground. Old Topiarino? Topiarino. Sure. Minor volcano, gold volcano, aluminum, lots of volcanoes. Saltwater geyser. Another source of water. I think what we're going to do is plan a trip out there. Let's see how it looks. So in order to get out to our new planetoid that we discovered, we need the Trailblazer module. So what we do, we're going to have this beautiful Trailblazer module. We'll send a dupe down there. In the Trailblazer module, he'll be able to build a nice rocket platform. The theory goes, right? I have no idea what that planetoid looks like, so we're definitely taking a chance here. Now the question is, who do we send? Now the question remains, what do we build into this? We don't need much. It's only... Alright, it's 2 tiles away. And at about a 1 cycle per tile rate, it'll take 2 cycles, so we're gonna need oxygen. I think what we'll do is we'll just use oxalite with a little bit of food, and that might be good. Alright, so we brought Camille home a few cycles later, and this is the condition of the rocket. Now, we could always put more algae in here, and, well, that would be great, because then it would pump more oxygen in here and suppress the carbon dioxide. Unfortunately, we don't have much algae. We bricked this entire area in. Sounds a little silly, but the reason why we did it is because now I can deconstruct these and I'll be able to work in here as just an extension of the steam room without a single bit of outside environment getting in. Huh? So what are we going to do with this, you ask? Step 1 is just coring it back out. Look at that. Didn't miss a beat. I need to put some temperature shift plates, though, because you know how this little area gets. It's a little temperamental. Get it? Temperamental? Alright, that should only take them a couple of cycles. In other good news, our little baby Drecklets from those eggs forever ago have finally hatched. Now we can get back to making reed fiber the critter way. Alright, our little, what's this name? SS spaceship, the, Roman numerals, 16th? The spaceship the 16th. That's not a great random name, but we can't change them, so we're stuck with it. We got the oxalite sitting in the storage bin. This will keep this oxygenated for a little while at least, and then we've got about 12K worth of grub fruit preserve. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now all we need to do is put somebody in here, and who else other than Camille? Huh? Let's put Camille in here. Hey Camille, we got a job for you. Alright. Camille is loaded, so now we just gotta put the destination in orbit around that weird planet name. And off we go. Oh, the little Trailblazer module does little spinny things. Beginning launch. Now, fortunately for us, this trip will only take what I'm assuming is one tile here and then one tile back. That's 2 tiles worth of usage. And our carbon dioxide engine can bring us 4 tiles total. So we should have plenty of fuel to be able to get to the building and then get back. Oh, Camille. It seems Camille's already peed in her pants. Well, you're just gonna have to sit in it. Guess we can take this little suit off for now. Oh, yeah, there's the good stuff. Luckily enough, the oxygen here is keeping the pressure nice and tight, so the polluted water will not off-gas. And because the polluted water smushed all the oxygen, it actually caused the oxygen to go above 2K, which is good. Nothing will be able to off-gas in there. Alright, it looks like we are already in orbit of, again, weird planetoid name. We can go inside of our little spaceship. Click on our rocket control station. We're going to deploy Camille. Goodbye, Camille. Here we go. Ooh, we get to pick where we're going to land it. Now, this is important, right? Because we need to be able to get into this door, because I'm assuming, hopefully there's... No, this is a vacuum. Alright, so step 1, we need to put her mask back on. Hey, Camille, will you wear this, please? Once she wakes up, she'll put her Atmos suit back on. Let's see how much... Okay, it's got a little bit of oxygen. Feeling decent about that. Now, where are we going to land this sucker? This has oxygen. This doesn't. So that means we should probably want to go into here. We have quick access to oxygen. Oh, yeah, this is all oxygenated. Yeah. I think that'll work. We'll land right about here. We can dig down into here and get inside the oxygen area. Alright, one more time. Here we go. Deploy. I mean, this looks good, right? Our theory's somewhat sound? Oh, perfect. Okay, let's pause it real quick. Alright, we got plenty of water. Oh, we have pips! Hello, pips! Nothing really in here, but plenty of oxygen to at least get us a couple of days worth. Alright. Step 1. Welcome, Camille. I know, you're almost out of oxygen. So let's fix that, shall we? And this is igneous rock. So we will be able to build a ladder out of some igneous rock. Alright. Camille? Camille, where's your Atmos suit? Oh, Camille. What have you done? Alright, well, now you better hurry, because holding your breath in the vacuum of space is not going to last long. Actually, it might just be a visual bug. It says she's inhaling and exhaling. I don't know what she'd be inhaling. Let's not ask questions right now. Let's just pretend like it's not a visual bug. Alright, now we need to go down. We got igneous rock. That will not allow her to land there, but then we should be able to dig that. Oh, and we also want to put a door rather quickly. What are we going to build the door out of? Oh, gold doors? Are you serious? Let's go aluminum. And that way we can keep as much as this oxygen in as possible, and then we can move Camille onto these ladders. Move you right here. Good job, Camille. Ah, we're in and safe. Alright, now, she has 6 days worth of hexalent fruit, which is great. Plenty of water. It looks like this might have been a successful touchdown. We even have a pathway to the bathrooms. That way, she's not going to mess up this little area again like she did the inside of the shuttle. But I have an idea. Hold on. Alright, so I deconstructed the Trailblazer module, and this time it gave us the 400 kilos of steel. I remember in an earlier patch, I think it used to give you 800 kilos of steel, which was enough to build a rocket platform. But if we send another Trailblazer module down here, we'll then have 800 kilos of steel, which means we could put the rocket platform here and land the rocket in here. The other issue, though, is she has a rather high morale requirement. You can look at Camille, she requires 16 morale. So we need to get that morale up rather quick, which is going to require the construction of a couple of rooms, namely a great hall, maybe a bedroom. Let's see what we can do here. I think our best bet is to bring a ladder down this way. There's another cavern full of oxygen, and this cavern actually has some spots with a decent amount. You can see here, this top level, it's got almost 1,800 kilos of oxygen. Plus, it's got another hexalent fruit, which is another 5 or 6 days worth of calories. The crushed satellite. Can we destroy it? No. So what we can also do is we'll deconstruct these for the copper, and then we'll make our way to the satellite. We'll rummage through it, see what it has, and then maybe build a couple rooms down here. The key is to making sure that Camille doesn't break in the meantime, which is probably not going to happen. One of the funny things is you can actually send your rockets back without a pilot, which makes you wonder, why do I need a pilot in the first place? So yeah, let's change its destination and send it back home. So hindsight being 2020, I would have sent somebody else along with Camille and had him skill scrubbed. Camille apparently is not having a good time. She's at 100% stress and has now started stress vomiting. Lucky she's catching her breath, and you can't stress vomit when you're catching your breath. Otherwise, she would be flipping out right now. Oh, there it goes again. But the good thing is once she's done stress vomiting, it will actually bring her stress back down, and we'll be able to get back into the business of setting up our little temporary colony here. Oh, just let it all out, Camille. There is actually an advantage to her stress vomiting. The polluted water she's vomiting up is occasionally off-gassing some polluted oxygen. Looks like we found a way to create oxygen here anyways. Now that she's done stress vomiting, her stress is back down to 65% and she can get back to work. Yeah, I don't mind if she breathes some polluted oxygen for a little while. We are removing the little cooking equipment here in the kitchen, and we are going to put down a beautiful little mess table with a water cooler and a nice plant. So we rummaged through the crushed satellite, and as luck would have it, there's 3 morbs, an office mug, and an Atmos suit. Don't have a clue what we're going to do with these things, but maybe we can at least put the office mug on a little stand in here next to our little, inside of our little quasi-great hall thing. So here we are again back at cycle 971 versus around 975 that we were at before I had to reload. Well, there seems to be a lot of little bugs, and I'm not sure if it's because of the map type that we were on that when we originally spawned this development build. Well, in the reload, unfortunately, I have been limiting autosaves to once every 5 cycles. So you see here, it kind of stabbed us in the back a little bit. So now we got to go redo the stuff that we did with old Camille. I'm going to try to do that as faithfully as I can based on what we did before. Let's see how that goes. Here's another example of some of the bugs that I'm seeing. So, spaceship the 16th appears to be here. But here it says it's in orbit of Reno. So I'm not, in fact, this is where you can highlight over it. And when you select it, it actually shows you the actual, the ship. So I've been sitting here waiting for it to arrive and then realized, oh, it's a glitch. So let's go ahead and send the Camille down and blaze those trails. All right, we've gotten the little colony here back to where, just about where we were. The only difference here is we went ahead and added a park sign. I put the manual airlock in here to try to conserve as much oxygen from being jetted out to the vacuumous space. And when we did this, I realized, hey, there's enough plants here. We can throw a park sign, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, the beautiful +6 to morale for the nature reserve. Easy money. That plus right now it's a mess hall because, you know, we don't have enough of decor in here. It's about time to start working on a permanent supply of oxygen instead of having to dig to these little caverns. Oh yeah, and I still gotta re-rummage through this thing again. And we'll put our coffee mug. Hopefully it's still the coffee mug. Oh, I'm sorry, the office mug. So this time we didn't get the morbs. We got 3 data banks, but we still got our office mug. That's what's key. With the addition of our beautiful pedestal and office mug, we now have a great hall, which is another +6 to morale. We've been doing a little bit more coring out over here. We tapped into this cavern. There was another excellent fruit here, which it's another 6.5 cycles worth of food. We also, in the interest of staying alive, planted some mealwoods. 5 mealwoods is perfect for keeping dupes alive. And additionally, though, we have a lot of natural mealwood growing around here. And as soon as we get our oxygen sorted, old Camille will be doing pretty good. You know, at first, I was just going to put, you know, a pump here, an electrolyzer here, and just let the hydrogen kind of off-gas up. But then I realized we have a little bit of refined metal. Can we do like a little mini Rodriguez? Adding up all the refined metal requirements, I don't think so. It would probably be worth it if we wanted to build the rock crusher and start refining metal that way. But I'd rather get oxygen sorted now and worry about that sort of stuff in the future. So we're just going to go ahead and start with a little liquid pump here. Throw down a beautiful little electrolyzer. This looks like a great spot here. Connect it via some nice pipes. Now all we need is a battery and a little wheel. We will be doing good. Here we go. Finish it off with some nice aluminum ore wire. And that should be gravy. Now power requirements are a little tricky. You can see here the electrolyzer takes 120 watts. The pump takes 240 watts. That's a grand total of 360 watts, whereas our wheel produces 400 watts. So Camille's going to be spending a lot of time on the wheel, if she wants to breathe, that is. Once we get this all built, we have plenty of arbor trees. We could break out the old wood burner. Then we're going to have to deal with the carbon dioxide, but we'll have plenty of lumber by that point. Now that I'm confident we have a good source of oxygen, we can get rid of all these polluted water piles. And one of the great things about being on these little colonies here, you have easy access to the vacuumous space. So we'll just take a nice little bottle emptier and dump the polluted water right into the vacuumous space. So I didn't realize that when we went over to the crushed satellite, it opened up the visibility on this side of the map. There's a ton more water here. There's a little planter box area and even 2 more hexalents. I mean, this is what you call a ripe world for building. This is beautiful. Look at all that beautiful oxygen. And all the hydrogen's just going up to this little cubby, which is perfect. Maybe we'll even break off one little spot here so it has a place for the hydrogen to vent. But for right now, that's pretty good. Eventually, the oxygen will feed throughout this little cavern and stop right about here, which is good. We don't want to waste too much of the oxygen going out to the vacuum. So I think we've done just about everything we really wanted to do with this map. You can see that we've already been really successful with getting Camille onto a brand new planetoid. We've managed to find a sustainable source of food. We got oxygen set up. Next steps in this colony would be probably to skill scrub Camille. And that way we could put her into some digging. We could also send another dupe from the other colony over on Cupola with another Trailblazer module. And with those two Trailblazer modules, we could then build the rocket platform. The sky's the limit of what we really could do with this colony. Overall, though, I think we have a general lack of water on our starting colonies. And it's for that reason I think it's about time to shelve this map. For one, when we created the map during the development build, the devs didn't apparently have the geysers and the water all situated on all of the colonies. So we could obviously make the go at this. We'd have to start doing things like automating rockets to basically back to this colony here, and it would take some of the water here and bring it back to the other colony. There's a lot of little things like that, but I think it's a great opportunity to really explore what we could do in Spaced Out if we had a couple of proper starting colonies. So I'm really excited about starting that new one. I'm going to spend the next day or two trying to figure out what the theme of the next build is going to be. I really like the concept of living on the land. Greenhouse, we started going into that with our greenhouse, and it worked decently, but we really needed better cooling and heating on the individual rooms. I'm going to be thinking about a new design for that eventually. If you have any ideas what we should do next in Oxygen Not Included, let me know in the comments below. And I don't just mean that to get you to write comments. You know, I really want to hear what people want to see. So let me know. Right now I'm thinking of something on the lines of the greenhouse, but maybe really exploring what we can do with the individual smaller greenhouses so we can temperature control each room. And then with us having that much extra water, we'll be able to do a lot more stuff and be able to get out to space and do a lot of different things a lot sooner. I had fun. I hope you did too. Talk to you soon.